Hello, Futanari Lover 47 here. I am the Jehovah's Witness of hentai. The very first family-friendly hentai review channel you have ever seen in your life. The gateway drug for those of you who have never experienced this art. And my job here today is to start talking to you about Bible Black. Easily one of my favorite hentai to ever watch, but after giving it a critical look, whipping out the telescope to analyze the series a bit further, there are a few things that bug me. So with that being said, strap in, sit back, and let's get right into it. I will be breaking down this series 2 episodes at a time, and since I'm looking at the first of many installations, which by the way, if you look up Bible Black, there are more spin-offs than Dragon Ball Z. These guys have the market of hentai by the balls. And one of the main reasons is because of this very 6-episode miniseries right here. Let's get into it. Episode 1. The first episode is basically world building, essentially name dropping as many characters as they possibly can so they can get to the whole reason why you clicked on this series. Minase is the main character, and after a demonic sacrifice, which I will talk about later, we go to present day and see him in a classroom having witty banter with a childhood friend of his, Imari.
You
know what Imari rhymes with? Sorry, because that's what you will be feeling for her throughout the entire series. A strange object falls out of his desk that is oddly wrapped, and no one bats an eye except Imari herself and the girl Kaori. And looking further at this scene, I don't think there were any other students or any teachers or any people in that room besides those 3 people, so that probably explains that. After this, we go to our first sex scene. Woo! 4 minutes in, sex scene, that's what I'm talking about. And it's the introduction of the main antagonist, Reika Kitami. Yes, that is correct. You're looking at bunny ears. These have nothing whatsoever to do with the plot at all, and is never mentioned again. Guess you can call this an Easter egg. Katame is packing the Abaka hammer and proceeds to procreate with a bunny ear girl named Mika Ito. Now, the most logical question is, why is this scene here? Well, I'll let her say it. After that, we go back to the GOAT himself, and one of my favorite scenes in cinematic history unfolds. Flash to Minase back in the classroom. He's talking with Imari and Ayumi Mirai, or otherwise known as a homewrecker, because she wants to have relations with a taken man. And at this point, Minase realizes he has the power to control other people's sexual urges because he makes Ayumi's dreams come true. Mere moments after Minase's enchantment, they were committing sins in broad daylight on other people's lockers.
I still see your shadow.
Next, we have something I just can't set up. It's just really weird.
Minase.
なんだよ。
なんでもない。
北見先生、どうしたんです？こんなところで。
ちょっと、そう探し物を。
もう手伝いましょうか？
いいえ、結構よ。あの女、完全に気配を消していた。まさか。
After that, Imari begins to question Minase, and of course he evades it, because why would you tell anyone, let alone your childhood crush, that you can control people's sexual urges and lust at will? Why would you do that? That's just too good to pass up. Then in comes Kaori.
Uh-huh. 佐伯
水瀬くん、大切な話があるの。
He plucks him out of Imari's hand and takes him home. Once they arrive at her place, she realizes that Minase caused Mayuri to savagely wreck a relationship and wants Minase to hand over the mysteriously wrapped object, which we find out is a book.
寄ってくでしょ。
Hold on.
もっとリラックスしていいのよ。今他に誰もいないから。
で、結局話って何なんだよ。
だから知りたいの。水瀬くんの秘密。
別に秘密なんてないよ。
嘘ばっかり。あなたが使っているのは愛の呪いの一種。人の心を操り勧誘を施す術。何の知識もなしにあんなことできるはずはないわ。
Otherwise known as Horny Death Note. Now things start to connect. Minase realizes that the room he went into to get the book was the same room that Kaori said sacrifices commonly happen. And on the night of Walpurgis is exactly what Kitami mentioned.
家として生きた動物を引き裂き、その血と魂。家として生きた動物を引き裂き、その血と魂を悪魔に捧げた。
ありえないね。
彼女たちは時代錯誤の魔術の儀式を実際に行っていた。そしてついに12年前のワルプルギスの夜。
Honestly, rewatching this now, the way they connected everything in the first episode made me want to watch it purely off the plot alone. That was kind of clean. After this, Kaori tries to suck the book out of him.
待って。ごまかしてもダメ。確かにあなたは魔術を使ってるわ。
だから、あれは単なる。
偶然？水瀬くん、あなたの秘密を教えて。お願い。 もちろん、ただでとは言わないわ。
And that's the end of episode 1. Episode 2 starts with the last 2 minutes of the end of episode 1. What is this? One Piece? Minase walks home and is greeted by Shiraki, and she wants to hop on his bones. And the reason being is that Minase used the power of the book to basically make her a sex slave. He didn't mean to do this because he had no idea of the book's power, but he isn't trying to stop it exactly.
結局カレーしか思い浮かばないよ。でも水瀬、カレー大好きだから。
Yes, that is exactly what is going to happen. Yes. Minase feels guilty, so he tries to confront Shiraki about what happened last night, and this happens.
わからないのか。
偽物？
冷静に考えてみてくれ。君は本当に俺のことを好きか？
水瀬くん、どうしてそんなことを言うの？
白木、目を覚ますんだ。
やっぱり伊万里さんのことが好きなのね。
そうじゃない。気づいてくれ白木。君のその気持ちは俺が。
ひどい。私の気持ちが偽物だなんて。
白木。
Now, this is pure gold. Comedic genius. S-tier comedy. First of all, you guys see how tall that fence is? If the average 16-year-old male is around 5'4" to 5'9", and the female is like an inch or two below that, then that fence is easy, what, 6 feet tall? But yet, she cleared that with ease. No breathing. No warm-ups. No nothing. Cleared it in one shot like a pole vaulting event and just hangs in midair. After this happened, Minase becomes curious and scared, so he goes to investigate the area that Kaori was talking about while he was filling her mouth with DNA.
北見先生。
水瀬くん、あなたこの部屋の鍵をどこで手に入れたの？
その部活の後に美術室の鍵を返しに行って 偶然。
そう、職員室に合鍵があったのね。
あなたは一体。
12年前のワルプルギスの夜、ここで起きた一部始終を知っている唯一の人間。
でもその儀式に関わった人は全て死んだんでしょ？
ええ、死んだわ。サークルのメンバーは全員ね。
どういうことです？
私が幽霊に見えて？私はあの時この場所で悪魔と契約を交わした。懐かしいわ、その本。悪魔の筆跡が記された禁断の果実。その持ち主は神と対等の力を得ることができる。
Somehow he's able to just casually wander down there again. This is the second time he went there, by the way. To the crime scene. I emphasize the crime scene because someone was sacrificed on the night of Walpurgis 12 years ago. Blood is still there from the human sacrifice that happened again 12 years ago. Isn't it like a school inspector or any accreditation, something that is supposed to make sure a place of education is safe for parents to leave their children 5 days a week? Isn't someone supposed to clean this up? Now, someone obviously had to because there are no bodies, which means the cops had to clean it up, is what I'm assuming. So the cops just left the mess there and the janitor just must have quit or something. Hey, Tom, listen, You know that little sacrifice that happened yesterday, right? Yeah, sure. What's going on? Well, here's the thing. We need someone to clean that up. And I know it's blood and hepatitis B and AIDS and we don't cover your medical insurance. But can you please do it for a pal? I promise I'll give you a hug. Nah, fuck you, sure, I'm leaving. She makes Minase her demonic lapdog, and once she does this, it in turns, indirectly, I assume, boosts Minase's powers. He's able to make women swoon over him with just one look, one touch, one glance. To be honest, he didn't need to do all this. If his end goal was to become an instant chick magnet, all he had to do was just buy some Crocs. After this, he calls up Kaori and decides to come over to their occult club meeting that Kaori was trying to invite him before he met Katami the second time. And now he's like, I'm gonna do it now. And he decides to bring a guest, and you guessed it, it is his new master, Reika Katami. Now the new occult club of Kaori tried to fight back, but since Baba Black's the top 3 shonen, this happened. After this, Katami and Minase literally screw them, and that's the end of episode 2. Now, if you're interested in anal waterboarding, then episode 3 is for you. Since this episode is like 80% sex, where all the buildup was leading to, I can't show too many clips here, but we're gonna go ahead and just shoot for it. So in the end of episode 2, after the credits, it's showing that Takashiro was trying to warn Minase over and over again, and he's not catching his warning because he's already under Katami's control. And so at the same time, Katami was getting suspicious of the art teacher, so she uses other kids she has under control to kidnap her. And once they do this, they bring her to their lair and decide to have fun. And once they have fun, mid-stroke, Takashiro reveals that the reason she has been warning Minase was because Takashiro herself was involved with the occult club that sacrificed people 12 years ago. And once that was revealed, Tommy reveals her motives too, i.e. she was saying that I was there too, I was a sacrifice. And that's supposed to be a huge plot twist on top of a plot twist, but there's already so much stuff going on. They're having sex while all this is happening. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be feeling right now. And that all took them about like 9 minutes to say, 8 minutes to be precise. Because I did do the math. It was 8 minutes of hard sex. But it took me like, a minute to say all that? I guess the whole water inflation and the having sex with multiple people does stretch out the explanation a bit longer than it should have. But, come on. No pun intended. After that, Minase goes back home. He wakes up to Council President Shiraki, and she is filleting his phallus. And then it never explains how she got into the house. And he isn't even alarmed. After that, they go to the mysterious book that Minase has. And another plot twist is that this was the same book that was used to activate the portal on the night of Walpurgis 12 years ago. A lot of strings, I know. Amazing. And that's not too sanitary, to be honest. That's a lot of blood in that book. After that, Imari confronts him and starts applying pressure to my man. Because he changed, and people who do change, and Snake should be exposed for.
Imari?
あのさ、引き返すってどういうこと？今、水瀬の身に何が起きてるの？最近の水瀬、変だよ。人が変わったみたい。ねえ、何があったの？
いいんだ。もういいんだ。ほっといてくれ。
水瀬。
Imari。
何？
今日、お前は部活へ来ない方。
Now, heed that warning Minase just said. And guess what Imari does? She doesn't heed the warning. Yep, in the art room, she sees Katami controlling students to forcefully have sex with Shiraki and Takashiro just for fun. There's no reason for her doing this. Now, most of the things she has done up until this point had a reason, had a purpose. What is this? She is just having fun seeing Takashiro and Shiraki get piped by like 30 people for no reason whatsoever. And Mari comes in and is like, hey, Minase, tell her to stop. Minase is like, no, I can't do that. My boss won't let me. Sorry. Ha ha ha. And then they kidnap Imari. And once Imari gets nabbed, Katami begins to test her out and decides she is the perfect sacrifice. Mwah. For her Night of Walpurgis, because her end goal is to transfer into a newer body, because if she doesn't, they're insinuating that she will die. Now, how does he test her out exactly? Well, anal. Now, at this point, there is a clear plot, and it seems like, honestly, there's no protagonist, and if this were a prototypical shonen, drama, or horror, which this would be if there were no sex involved, this would be paving a new path with no hero. But alas, this is not the final episode. In episode 4, this is more build-up than anything, and it honestly is going to be a pretty short episode for me to explain. They do an extensive gangbang scene on Imari, which lasts about 16 minutes, and Minase is crying the entire time because he wants to have sex with Imari, which he ends up doing, but it lasts like 2 seconds. And after this, he gets kicked out. And he goes home, and Takashiro's at his house, recovering from getting ethered in episode 3. And while she's recovering from getting ethered, they just do a flashback. This is insane to me. They have a 6-episode series, and in episode 4, they're just doing a flashback that lasts about 5 minutes. And it's 2 episodes left. Like, what in the world? After that flashback, they do reveal to Minase 100% completely here, because the first time he heard the reveal in episode 3, he wasn't conscious. He wasn't there. He was still under control by Katami. But now he is free man. Katami kicked him out of her energy circle. He is able to think clearly. And he realizes that, oh crap, Katami is kind of demonic and bad. And so, when Takashiro tells him that, they have sex, and that's where the episode ends. Now, on the last 2 episodes, episodes 5 and 6, is where the fun and ass pulls begin. So, of course, to pad the time, they introduced more sex scenes, so this could qualify as a hentai. For the first 7 minutes, Takashiro and Minase are having sex. The first 3 minutes, like the old sex of episode 4 sex. And the last 3 minutes are episode 5 sex. Yes, a lot of it going on here. And after that, Minase runs out after Takashiro just fell asleep, and he goes back to the scene where Imari was getting plowed like some crops. Really? That was in the script. He rides to the apartment that the occult club girls occupied at first in episode 2, before they were, well, you know. And once he gets there, he sees an enormous Kabbalistic symbol on the floor, and it's the same one as well from episode 2. Starts to wander around the apartment, reminisce on the time he was forced to explore Imari's anal crevices, and then this happens.
Minase-kun.
Now, the last time he saw the student council president was in episode 3, where he kind of, fed her to the wolves, metaphorically speaking. And since Shiraki was under his spell via the Black Bible and bound by satanic law to only caress Minase, it's safe to say she wasn't too pleased. Easily my favorite part of the series. The bigger lesson behind this deep imagery is that if you go around having sex with people without their consent, you will get stabbed in an abandoned apartment. Very deep message. Mwah. So this is where the series ends, right? No, there's still 45 minutes worth of content remaining. So she reveals what I was talking about earlier, and since she's still under his curse, she begins to have sex with him while he's bleeding out from a critical stab wound to his, I don't know, what can cause you to bleed Heinz ketchup? So a common theme in this series is blood, semen, and satanic circles. Like transmutation circles in Full Metal, except the activation you need is a little bit of iron and semen, like a Navy ship. Sorry. So since all 3 of these were checked off, Minase has his powers awoken for a second time in this series, and if this were Dragon Ball Z, he would have entered Super Saiyan 3 by now. Once Shiraki finishes him off, Takashiro comes by as soon as he nuts and heals him, and they escape.
What's going on? Actually, I don't really want to know, but I got something here that should cheer you up. It took forever, so I hope you're grateful. A gift from Korin. 1 bag of fresh picked senzu beans should have you up and running in no time.
Flash to the school basement, and more mail chip is being made because Katame cut her wrist and poured the remaining blood in a cup that at least 10 other dudes nutted in with precise accuracy. Call them Russell Wilson with the ropes. I don't know if I can show this, so just pretend there's a cup full of man water and red DNA. And if you're wondering if there is a satanic circle in this room, well, of course there is. This is a sacrifice in the making. What is wrong with you? After that, quite possibly one of the worst ass pulls of the century that are comparable to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan defeating Cell and Jotaro Kujo defeating Dio. Spoiler alert on 20-year-old shows, by the way.
どこにいるんだ、イマリ。
おそらく学園の地下室。待ちなさい。昨日と同じ目に遭うだけよ。
黙って私のすることを見ている。これ明日もしつまらない真似をしたら今度は容赦しない。
そうだ、先生、力を貸してください。先生の魔術で北見を。
私の心得程度では本物の悪魔の力を借りている北見には到底かなわないわ。儀式が行われるのは真夜中のはずよ。少なくともその時までイマリさんに命の危険はない。水瀬君、手伝ってほしいの。
え？
この中に活路を開く鍵があるの。ここに記されているのが禁忌の呪文。
禁忌の呪文？
私が昔見た時にはこんな血はついていなかった。多分12年前の儀式の時についたものだと思うわ。かなり読みづらいけど幸い呪文はかろうじて読み取れるわ。他にもうっすらと文字が見えるところがいくつかある。
でもこれだけじゃ。
これを私の記憶と組み合わせるの。
先生の記憶？
ええ、それが唯一悪魔に北見玲香に対抗し得る方法。
No. I can't do this anymore. This is cap, dude. Trying to make this man into a hero is laughable. After that, they immediately run to the school grounds to try and stop Katama with a super secret magical spell that just so happened to be in the book that I'm 100% sure Katami must have read because she was possessed by a demon, and that's demonic scripture. But we'll just gloss over that. So once they leave, surprise, surprise, they didn't bring Shiraki, and she gets swooped by hooded figures. Oh, and Minase's sister gets nabbed as well.
やっぱり来たわね。
佐伯。
せっかくお姉様が警告してあげたのに、バカなやつら。
I sure hope something One-san was that woman's name, because if it wasn't, then that joke fell flatter than my hopes for a good ending to the series.
ミナセ下がってその青縁で無存で
Why are they making this look like an even battle? Takashiro's been in this game with demonic powers for 12 plus years. Call her Jared Bayless, a veteran. So of course, she whoops all three of them. Honestly, I will show the entire thing, but it's just Dragon Ball Z, where flashy lights, heavy moans, and people fainting for epilepsy equal a battle. After that, Minase pulls up to where Katame is in the final act, and she says, "Oh, wow, I didn't see you coming," and tries to distract him with the fact that his sister and Shiraki are getting forcefully penetrated. He hesitates, allowing them to continue with the ritual, and lights are starting to flash. And Minase's like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be the hero. Let me go in and continue saving this girl." And he continues with his magical spell. And once he keeps pushing on, we get a flashback from Katame's memory before she became this demonic monster. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest here. Honestly, I felt a tinge of sadness because she was sexually assaulted and beaten up daily until the point she was sacrificed. But still, I don't like her. I went deaf because of that loud ass ominous sound effect, so I'm just gonna wrap this up here. Minase finishes saying the spell, Katame's whole clique gets vaporized, and she dies like a little bitty bitch. Imari is saved, and they have sex, and they live happily ever after. Right? Wrong. Imari comes back to the basement after she has sex with Minase, and this happens.
Imari さん、どうしたの？
それ残しておくと危険だわ。
SMH, my dude. SMH. The cliffhanger is apparently Katame's body might have died, but her ritual was successful. And now she inhabits Imari's body because Imari, in turn, forcefully penetrated Kaori on the satanic circle, thus awakening Imari / Katame's powers fully. What an ending. Now, I had to take a shower because this show defiled me. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy that video, I do have more on the way. It is taking me quite a bit to review these in bulk. So let me know if you guys want me to do a whole series like this again, or you want me to do one episode at a time. Either way is fine. I just want to know what you guys think. See you guys in the next one.
Got that dookie hole soaking wet. You throwing that back and it's gripping and hugging the dick.